Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. So, some interesting things came out recently, and I have to make a shout out to Yellow Flash here, who brought this up. He's a really cool guy, and if you haven't checked out his channel, you definitely should. He talked about the situation, and I want to give my thoughts on this myself, because this is a really big issue here. So, let's go ahead and talk about this. So there have been several Puritans on Twitter that have been running around and they have been throwing out things about how the Japanese culture should change and how they have issues with fan service and anime and manga and just all these really dumb comments. I mean, I'm serious. This is some pretty stupid stuff. So apparently what's going on is that these people are going crazy over the fact of female anime characters and fan service revolving around them. And honestly, I don't have an issue with fan service at all whatsoever. And I really don't see why there should be an issue with fan service. But, whatever. Anyways, so looking at it though, apparently this whole thing started because many people on Twitter have been going around saying, oh, Japanese culture, they gotta change it, because they're having issues with the fan service. Now, mind you, there have been several anime and manga that have had fan service for a few decades. I mean, go back to the OG Dragon Ball, for example. It had fan service, and guess what? That was 30 years ago. Just saying. So, yeah, fan service has been around for a while. And Yellow Flash responded saying, stop trying to change Japanese culture. Which I agree with him, because it is a completely different culture. And many countries have different cultures than one another. So, there's that. Personally, I love the Japanese culture. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. But this is what happened after all this got attention. The person locked their account. They typically do this. They either A, protect their account, block people from checking out anything they had to say previously or that they have to say currently, or they try to make sure to delete any tweets that they had so that nobody can archive them and find them and use them to make a point in the future, of course. So that's how the NPCs roll. They want to make sure that they cover their tracks as if they never said the controversial thing that they said, and then of course somebody still screenshots it, it's still out there, and then they can't hide the tracks, so what do? They either say, oh, well, I was just saying that, or oh, that's not what I meant. They'll try to follow up by saying, oh, well, I never meant it that way, or something of that effect. So, what was it that this person had posted? So I don't have the original tweet, but I have actually seen it. But there was a snapshot that somebody had done of the original tweet, and we're going to take a look at it. So this is what it was. They had a picture of Kagome from Inuyasha, and while in the screenshot you can't see what they originally said, this is what they stated in their original tweet. New challenge for all old male animators. And then, of course, you see in the image here, it says, take care in drawing. No matter how rough the action, please do not show her underwear. So, they have an issue with fan service. Now, here's the funny thing. If you know Inuyasha, well, that series was created by a woman. Oh. So, when you see fan service moments of characters, including female characters in Inuyasha, by the way, just remember, a woman created Inuyasha. I just want to throw that one thing out there. So, the fan service in Inuyasha? Yeah, that wasn't done by old male animators. That was done by a woman. Okay? In the manga, there are scenes of that. Okay? And that was done by a woman. Remember that. So before you start saying old male animators did this, these people need to remember a woman created Inuyasha. Not all anime were created by just men and solely men. Women did too. Just saying. So before they start throwing the card out there if it was men, yeah, do your research. Just saying. And mind you, Inuyasha is a good series, by the way. I do enjoy it. I think that it's a very good series. The same creator of Inuyasha also made Renma too, so that's also another good anime that I would recommend. But, yeah, that's the thing. They have these issues with fan service, such as this, right? But then they don't seem to either do the research or they just don't know that a woman may have done this too. That a woman may have created some of the fan service too. Okay, so keep that in mind before you start throwing it at male animators. I mean, seriously, this kind of stuff just makes them sound crazy. I mean, it makes them just sound insane. And considering they want the Japanese culture to change because of this, what? I mean, seriously, it's just crazy. It's just bizarre. Like I said, we're living in clown world. That's what this is. We are in the clown world timeline, that weird, bizarre timeline that is a weird alternate take on things. That just everything keeps getting crazier and crazier as time goes on. Also, I want to make a shout out here. If you notice the profile image of the person who took the screenshot of the initial tweet, Neo. Gotta love that. Cool image there. But I had to just shout that out there because, gotta love Neo. But that's the thing. I mean, this is just crazy stuff. And there are people who have nothing wrong with fan service. And I'm going to go to show you some of these tweets of people defending fan service because they don't see any problem with this at all whatsoever. So let's look at this. One person responds by saying, "Thank you, but what's wrong with showing underwear?" And the next person does bring up the point that Kagome has been completely shown off in the manga, and that is true. If you've ever read the Inuyasha manga, that is true. And of course, the next person says that they don't see a problem. The other person says, "I don't either. Just another wasteful SJW," which, that is true. Because obviously, what do SJWs do? They come into a community, they complain about something, they have their issues, and they try to make sure that whatever they're complaining about gets fixed the way they want it to, despite the fact that nothing needs fixing. And then, of course, it makes things worse. And that's what these people do, of course. So then another person responds with, pretty much tells you they don't watch anime or read manga to know that, which leads to the question, why are they asking for change in a product they aren't even fans nor customers of? Which is an excellent point that this person brings up in their tweet, because SJWs, think about them as, they don't support anything they complain about. And yet, whenever they sit over here and make these complaints, they hope that the companies will bend the knee to what they want, and then, of course, it makes things worse whenever there was nothing that needed to be fixed at all, and they just complain about these things. And then, of course, moving on to the next tweet, this one person says, because SJWs will always be SJWs, ignorant and just scum. And yet again, that's a good point, because SJWs are ignorant people. That's all they are. And SJWs, they're hypocritical. I mean, one minute you'll see an SJW say, "Oh, respect the culture. The culture's a good thing." And then the next moment, what do? They sit over there and then they say, "Change something, change your culture." And that's exactly what is going on when that person, before they protected their account, when they put up the image of Kagome and the whole fan service thing. They're having issues with fan service despite the fact that they also go around and say, "Respect the culture," and then they just try to say, "Change the culture," the moment that they see something they don't agree with. And that's the thing about SJWs. They just continue to try until they get their way and ruin whatever it is they've set out to ruin. And as you can see with these tweets, people are sick and tired of SJWs doing this stuff. I mean, I am as well. I'm sick and tired of SJWs coming around and trying to ruin something that doesn't need to be fixed. And, they just keep trying to do this. They keep failing at it. And it just makes it worse for the community they seep into and try to make worse, because they just cause more problems when they do this, and it upsets people. And, either A, the company will bend the knee to them, or they will say, "No, we don't care, forget it." And then, of course, they go as much as possible and just continue to complain. I mean, that's just what it is. And them trying to go around and say the culture needs to change over this and that fan service is a problem, it's just really, really dumb. And it just shows how crazy these people can be. I mean, I think they're also complaining over some of the dumbest things I've ever seen. I mean, seriously, I I haven't seen stupider complaints before. I mean, fan service is fan service. There's nothing wrong with fan service, and I don't see any reason to complain about it. And the Japanese culture, I don't think it should change. I think it's fine the way it is. I don't see any issues with it. But SJWs will just continue to complain as much as they can, and they keep trying to have issues with anime however they can. But anyways, let me know what you think down below. about this whole entire situation. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did enjoy, hit the video with a like, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, share this video with your friends if you found this informative or useful, and follow me on Discord. The link is in the description down below. But anyways, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today, and remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow could always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you, and have yourselves a good one out there, everybody.